test. Yeah, we have.
Perfect. We need to start. Okay, guys.
Okay. Are you ready?
Good morning. Actually, it's good afternoon, yeah? Thank you so much for the guests who are sitting by for the session. My name is Valentine Maina, and I'm going to be the moderator today. And I'm going to invite two amazing ladies and one gentleman. I think that's the baby at the back. So I'm going to start by introducing Portia Adumensa, who is the founder and lead of Dream Hunt. And also we have Adoja Kesesam, who is the focal person, SDG in Ghana. So maybe, Portia, you can come to the stage. And then you're going to introduce your organization. You're going to tell us more about what you do. And then we can go to the next lady. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for having me here. It's an amazing day for us as Dream Hunt because Dream Hunt started when I was in the university. As a banking and finance student, I anticipated sitting in a bank and collecting money as a cashier. But when the issues of climate change cropped up, I realized that I have more to do to raise young advocates than just sitting in a bank. So as champion of renewable energy and climate change, I believed in the fact that it's important for us to raise young children advocates. And basically, as Dream Hunt, we believe in the fact that aside your career, aside your chosen career, you can create your own business with your talent. Why do we think so? Aside becoming a doctor, it's important to realize that you can unearth the talents that you have. And in Ghana, we realize that apart from being in school and waiting for your results to get into the tertiary, we have a 6-month period that we await our results. And my team and I thought it's wise to start what we call Unique Dreams. With Unique Dreams, we are able to help these young people learn a skill, have an exhibition, get these people that are able to teach them how to do beads, hair, and other stuff, skills, soft skills, do an exhibition and explain to them why it's important for them to be able to use their time appropriately. So within this 6 months, they are able to learn a skill and build something out of their lives. And at the end of the day, we realize that beyond the fact that they can even work, when their results comes and they get into the university, they can still do fashion and become a doctor at the end of the day. And then we have an amazing concept as well, which has to do with care for the child. We believe that every child is unique and they have to be encouraged to do something. As time went on, we realized that the issues of environment is very critical and crucial. So we started the environmental care campaign. The environmental care campaign basically is something that is really unearthing and building climate advocates and environmental champions. So we have environmental clubs in the schools. We are able to build something beautiful. And I will click, Valerie, if you can click for me. We use plastic bottles to create a plastic house in a school, whereby this plastic house serves as a hub so that these young people will collect these plastic bottles and keep it in this plastic house, and we connect them with a company that is able to buy the plastic bottles. Instead of punishing a child in the schools have started using this as a way of collecting plastic from their environment and encouraging the young people to do something out of waste. And this has really helped and intervened a lot for us in our campaigns. We also do plant a tree on your birthday, which we believe in the fact that aside everything that you do on your birthday, something that you can touch base on, you can connect with. So we say plant a tree, plant a fruit on your birthday. So on every child's birthday, we give them a plant, a tree, a fruit for them to plant that they can nurture and say, when I was 6 years, when I was 20 years, I planted this. And that has been a very amazing journey for us. We also have school gardening in the schools. Why do we do this? Because in Ghana, we have the school feeding program. And with this school feeding program, we realized that to build the nutrition aspect of that, we need to be able to inculcate the essence of farming into these young people. We don't just do normal farming, whereby they can do their own farms in their school, in their homes, using bottles, car ties to be able to put soil in it and create some vegetables and other things, which has been so amazing because now, because of the issues of the GMOs, they are able to have access to do their own small vegetables, which is organic, and it's really helped us a lot. And it's helping the school as well. It helped one of the primary students, children below 12 years, win the best to school in farming when it was Ghana celebrated the farming day in Ghana, which is happening again this December. And it's something that has really helped and built a lot of zeal and raised a lot of young people who are environmental advocates in our community. And we sometimes go for environmental walk. We don't just walk around and make noise. We collect the plastic in the community and try to educate them as well. It has been an amazing journey. You can see much of us on Dream Hands Ghana, on all the social media platforms. We are here to tell our story and how we are also trying our best to build young advocates, build young children that are climate conscious and are making real impact on their grounds and being part of the solutions that we are all looking out for. Beyond that, we believe in the fact that we can have an African-based solutions to our problem. So why don't we just start building and inculcating that in these young children so that they can stand up and be able to make the right choices and be cautious of their environment. That is why we started Dreamland. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Portia. Yeah, I think she deserves some claps. So I'm going to invite Ajoa. And what I like about you, Ajoa, is you've come with your little one. I think that is very encouraging. You're changing you're changing how we do this. So I'm going to invite you to talk about how, or what Portia has mentioned around working with children and how that relates to the SDGs. So maybe you can speak more about that.
Thank you so much. I am Ajoa Echan Kesesam, the focal person for Sustainable Development Goals for Dream Hands in Ghana. I am a passionate climate activist, and I am passionate because of my son. The life of my son is at stake. Because of the impact of climate change, I need to be part, or my voice needs to be heard in this climate change agenda. I advocate and create awareness of sustainable development goals in Ghana. I always go with my child because I know whilst I'm moving with him, communicating with the community, he will be able to adapt something. And also, I have traveled from the south of Ghana and to the northern part of Ghana, where I create awareness of sustainable development goals among the indigents in the northern part of Ghana. Whilst I journey in the northern part of Ghana, I met one lady called Hajia. She is a fishmonger, where she uses firewood to smoke her fish. And because of that, her health is at stake. And upon my education and my interaction with her, she was able to understand and was ready to adapt to clean cooking method. But because of climate impacts affecting her, climate impacts such as impacts like poverty, she's not able to purchase clean cooking method in order to use to smoke her fish. And as today we are talking about climate finance, we are looking for collaborations so that we will be able to solve issues such as Hajia in the northern part of Ghana. Secondly, I felt that inmates of Ghana prisons are left behind. So myself and my team have taken upon ourselves to visit all prisons in Ghana to create awareness of sustainable development goals. Because I believe that when they come out, they have a life to live, and they need to know about what is happening in Ghana and global, so that they will be able to adapt to what is happening in the world. When I got to the prison, I felt that they have been affected by climate change, poor ventilation. In Ghana, a cell contains about 100 people, and due to that, they are not able to get good ventilation over there. And also, due to poverty caused by climate impacts, these inmates are not able to feed well, affecting their health. So, thank you so much for having me here. I'll be glad to collaborate with any stakeholder interested in my project and the project of Dream Hunt. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joha. So again, I want to invite you, Portia. I know you didn't have time to talk about the impact that you have seen so far with your program. And maybe you can come and tell us what are the successes, what are the changes that is happening through your organization. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's amazing to know that my younger sister is a medical doctor, but has ended up as a climate activist. Last year, she wanted to come to COP by paying her own flight and everything. I said, no, you're a doctor, stay as a doctor. But she explained to me that she's seen the impacts that happens in these communities that we visit. Because we give her the chance to speak to them, she feels like it's important to talk about climate change and health. And lo and behold, we got to COP last year, and in the opening, climate change and health was spoken about. I realized that the impact of climate change has a direct link with health. And we need to start talking about this without taking any sides. Because when we talk about climate change, when we talk about tripling of the renewable energy, when we talk about taxing the billions, when we talk about the impact of climate change, I, as a young person, believes in the fact that we as Africans, we can stand up to the call to do something. But if we don't build our own capacity, we champion a lot of things on the ground, and at the end of the day, we realize that our people don't lack capacity. How do we bridge that gap and be able to connect, to be able to help our people to have mitigation and adaptation measures that can help them? And it's important for us to be here at COP29 because the climate change finance that we are all pushing for, the trillions we are pushing for, the trillions agenda per year that we are asking for, is going to support my project in Ghana, because it has a direct link with what Dream Hunt does, whereby we are able to build resilience, get these young people to create a lot of solutions that they can think about through our environmental club. We have this environmental club in the schools, and they've made a lot of impact on the grounds, not just in their school, but also in their community. And they are very conscious of their environment. As I speak to you tomorrow, they are exhibiting what they've been able to use, just the plastic bottle, the cover, to create a painting, just as we have in the Turkish pavilion. They have used a lot of simple waste materials around them, recreated it and made something beautiful out of it. We've been able to use these plastic bottles to create plastic bins, which has also helped a lot in these communities. And we believe in the fact that the intervention of Dream Hunt has to be pushed, and it has to be go to the extent whereby everybody can be part of these solutions that we are talking about. That is why everything that we are doing, we are connecting it with the SDGs and making sure that we have that partnerships that we are looking out for. We don't just sit in Ghana, we partner with other organizations across Africa around the world. We try to learn everything discussion that is going on here, which is linked with plastics and pollution and all the discussions about climate change. We are making sure that we interpret it down into our communities and especially in the schools. And then we have been to some of the schools in the Eastern region, Central region, Greater Accra region, making sure that these young people start their own school gardens. We are making sure that they use plastic to create something useful. We are making sure that they are cautious of their environment and seeing how best we can connect that with that future that they want to envision and want to see. Well, that is why we are here to speak for ourselves. We don't want somebody to speak for us, especially we are mostly women in Dream Hands who have their babies like Ajua that are always making time to be able to have a voice because the future of our children is at stake. And as women, if we don't stand up for the cause, it will really have a great impact on our lives. It is important for us because when we go into these communities, if you connect it with those people in the prisons, you realize that poor pollution, air pollution, and other impacts of climate change is affecting them. And now they don't have anyone to speak for them. That is why we go into these places to give them hope, telling them that yes, there is a vision of 2030 whereby poverty will be elevated and a lot of impact of climate change will be taken away from us. It's devastating to stand here to see at the negotiations room when people are just thinking about their countries beyond the people that are being affected, the vulnerable communities, because when you realize that when you get into these communities, if you meet these young people and you see the innovations and the ideas they have, you ask yourself, how am I going to build their capacity? How am I going to connect them to the right people to help them? And also unearth the great things that they have. And as Africans, we are trying our best through advocacy to make the right impact and connect with these young people and build environmental advocates from top to down and get them to appreciate what the conversation is around them. So we have the youth inclusion for development, whereby we believe that the youth must be included in decision making. So in the youth inclusion for development, which is even happening tomorrow in my country, we are bringing key stakeholders in the community to sit with these young people so that they tell them what they have been able to put together in terms of building resilience and the mitigation and adaptation measures they have been able to learn through the intervention of Dream Hands. We also do the Climate Emergency Day, and we are showcasing the essence of the urgency of the fact that we need to do something and act fast. So we try our best through this youth inclusion to get our leaders and demand for climate justice. So we make sure that the young people are advocating for the right things and demanding for climate justice and helping them to understand that everything that government is doing is linked with the nationally determined contributions and how does it translate into our day-to-day activities and what is a young person's contribution in achieving these targets. And we make sure that these young people believe in themselves to the extent that they can do something at the end of the day. It has really helped and taken us far and raised a lot of champions in our community who are climate and environmental conscious. Why don't you collaborate with us? Why don't you connect with us? We are here for partnership and networking. Our website is dreamhandsghanagh.org. You can email us on dreamhandsgh@gmail.com, and we can have a great time because we believe in exchange of learnings. We can have even online sessions whereby we can teach these young people simple innovations that they can build themselves to build resilience. And also, it's important for us to have a good outcome at this COP because it's going to help a lot of young people in Africa. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pooja. I think Pooja is very open to partnership, and she will be around just in case you want to have a chat with her outside this room. But I think, Pooja, you've reminded me of something that we also do for VS. So we have some children program, and ours is mostly on child rights. So it's almost the same thing. So we are building the capacity of children to also advocate for issues of child neglect, issues of child trafficking. We have a lot of children abuse happening in most African countries. To be specific to where I come from, that is Kenya. So we are seeing that children are now really stepping out, and they understand issues of climate change, and they are, they are very good advocates. I think because children really do not fear. They do not fear. And I think for them, they are very open-minded and they speak their mind. So we are seeing a lot of changes happening, especially in African context. So I think I would want to wrap it up because the baby has just woken up. I've just been informed the baby is up. So maybe I will wrap it up, but I would like to say, unless someone has a question, if not, maybe I will wrap it up, and I want to say thank you so much for sticking by, and hope we can connect after this. Thank you so much. My name is Valentine Maina, and yes, I was the one moderating the session. Yeah.